Yo, what's happening, guys? It's the OG Gamer, and today I'm bringing you a zombies video. I know, pretty revolutionary. Not really, but yeah. Today we are going to be looking over the top 5 worst zombies maps of all time. Please note that this is just my opinion, backed up with some facts, but mainly my opinion. So if you disagree, that kind of makes sense because you probably have a different opinion than I do. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. And yeah, let's get into the video. So coming in at our number 5 spot, we have Shi No Numa, and a lot of people are going to be pretty surprised by this, but I'm talking World at War OG Shi No Numa. So no remasters, no nothing like that. So the way we're going to be breaking down the ranking of a single map is I'll go from the positives to the negatives, and then any extra facts that I can say about the maps. So starting with positives, it introduced our 4 Ultimates characters, and that's huge because obviously these are the guys we know and love from basically the entirety of the Call of Duty Zombies storyline. It also influenced Primus becoming a thing. So that's a huge one starting out. This map is also good to learn training on because, you know, there's only 24 zombies that spawn on the map at one time, so you can get the Wunderwaffe and a trench gun and basically get to any round you want to. Granted, it's going to be a little tricky just because how glitchy and buggy World at War is overall, but you can still get with that. It's a good map to start learning high rounds, which kind of goes with training, but if you want to start going to higher rounds on other maps, Shi No Numa is a great map to start learning that. Because, like I said, you just get a Wunderwaffe and a trench gun, and you can basically make it to any round you want to, if you're good enough. Alright, let's start talking about the negatives, because it's really going to be the focus for this entire list. First off, the map looks... The visuals in general just look bad, and I know it's just a World at War thing, but it just looks bad. It's really green and gross, and it just looks moldy. Like the entire map is just kind of moldy. And I guess it makes sense because they're in a swamp, but I don't know. It feels like everything just has a little bit of mold growing on it, if that makes sense. How I mentioned earlier that getting to high rounds can be super easy, that's a positive and a negative. So I guess I could have put that in its own category, but basically it's super easy to get to high rounds, and that is, I don't know, to me that's a good and a bad, because I'm a zombies player that likes like challenging maps, not necessarily super hard maps, but just maps that give you a decent challenge. But like I said in the beginning, that's my opinion, so you might have a different opinion than I do, but that's what I like in a zombies map, is a little bit of challenge, so you feel like you're doing good. A lot of people don't actually know this, but the map actually has mud, similar to Origins, and the mud slows you down, which is not a very good thing for World at War, because you're already slow as it is, and if you get slowed down, and you know you have even 3 zombies behind you, you're basically gonna die, because they're gonna like trap you in, and it's gonna be next to impossible to get out. And lastly, this is actually like kind of a not known fact. Dogs are actually like glitched on the World at War version. So like what that means is basically whenever a dog hits you, you don't really regen from it, if that makes sense. I mean, you do, but it's super weird. It's like the damage stacks on dogs that hit you, so it's, I don't know, it's super weird. That's why having the trench gun is a good idea, so you don't even have to aim. You just kind of sit and wait for a dog to run up on you, and you just blast them right in the face and wait for the next one. So yeah, that was all the negatives I had for the map, and here's just a little extra thing. Shi No Numa was actually the beginning of Richtofen's grand scheme to getting to Moon and controlling all the zombies, because in the storyline, he actually starts at Darius, and then he starts at Darius, awakens Tank Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takeo, and then brings them to Shi No Numa to get his diary, I think. Yeah, I think they go to Shi No Numa to get his diary, then they go back to Darius to do something. I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since I refreshed on the storyline. Another thing, it was actually the first map to have real radios, which is pretty interesting. Besides the one in Noct, but that's not really like a storyline radio. That's just kind of like a little Easter egg radio that plays music from the campaign. Other little side notes about Shi No Numa, it had the Flogger, which is pretty cool. New, interesting trap. And it had the zip line that cost 1,500 goddamn points. That moves you like 20 feet. Yeah. I know this was World at War and they were still experimenting with stuff, but that is unexcusable. That's absolutely despicable. That's despicable. That's worse than, like transportation-wise, that is a despicable way to move. It's worse than the bus on transit. But yeah, top 5 worst zombies maps of all time. Number 5, Shi No Numa. If you don't like it, too bad, it's my list. Now, coming in at number 4, we have Shangri-La. Oh boy, I bet people are going to be kind of mad at me for this. I feel like the zombies community is split half and half. Like, a lot of people like Shangri-La, and there's a lot of people that don't. I wouldn't put myself in the camp that doesn't like it, but I also wouldn't put myself in the map that likes it, because it's a really split map. Like, there's not... I don't know. Let's go through the positives first. I mean, first and foremost, the map looks beautiful on any version you play. On Black Ops 1, it looks beautiful, like especially on Chronicles, it looks amazing. So that's a huge positive it's got going for it. Another one is the Wonder Weapon is super powerful and fun to use. The JGB number gun, yeah, that gun, whatever. The Baby Maker. Basically, I mean, if you don't know this game, come on, Black Ops 1 is 13 years old. You shoot them, you shoot the zombies, you kick them, you kick the baby like you do in South Park. Yeah, basically that's how you use it. It's also a very like interesting looking wonder weapon. It's like, I don't know, it's got like a jade looking dragon head on it. It's got the little moving not tentacle. What am I thinking of? This isn't the Apotheon Servant. It's got the little moving things. You know what I'm talking about? It looks cool. The wonder weapon looks cool. And yeah, those are really the only positives that, I mean, I can think of. I mean, storyline wise, they don't really do anything. They go there to get a rock. They go there to get the focusing stone. That's literally it. Now, let's talk about the negatives. This map is like next to impossible to train on. You basically have to do a full map train in order to train on this map. Like, there's literally not, like, you maybe could train down in the power room, but like you would have to be a very skilled zombies player and also be like on top of your game at the same time. Also, you'd probably have to have like PhD and Mustang and Sally just to get yourself out of a sticky situation, because you'll probably find yourself in one when you're down there. So yeah, difficult map to train on. Next, the Easter egg is like next to impossible. Dude, if you've ever done the Shangri-La Easter egg, it's literally impossible. Like, don't even hope. If you're in a 4-player random lobby, don't even hope to try to do this Easter egg. You're not doing it. Like, you're not even pack-a-punching. You have to call up the boys. You guys have to do some research. It's literally like preparing for a school project to do this Shangri-La Easter egg. So yeah, Easter egg is So yeah, Easter egg is AIDS. Next up, the Shrieker and the Napalm Zombie. They're not horrible. A lot of people say they're really annoying and bad, but I can deal with them. Like, the Shrieker Zombie is super easy to kill. The Napalm Zombie is super slow. I find that he's a lot more annoying in the Black Ops 1 version than Chronicles. I mean, granted, you're better off in Chronicles to begin with because you're stronger overall. You know, your movement is a lot better. But they're okay. Also, you have random perk spawns. I cannot stress enough how annoying random perk spawns are. And we will find out later in this list why I hate that so much. But, I mean, for Shangri-La, it's not too bad, because for Jug and Speed Cola, it's on either side. Like, basically in the spawn, you buy one door and you go to that area, and it'll be on one of those two sides, if that makes sense. So you only have to open one door to get to Jug or Speed Cola, which that's fine. I don't mind that as much, because if it's not on the side I bought, I'll just buy the other side, because you're gonna have to buy the whole map open to train anyway. And you know, all the other perks, they're just in throughout the tunnel, so it's not that big of an issue, but it's still a little annoying. Lastly, the little monkey fucks that come to take your drops. I hate that. I don't know why the devs for Black Ops 1 thought it would be a great idea to make monkeys take shit from you, but it's got to be one of the most idiotic decisions they've ever made. Like, David Vonderhaar was really, or wait, no, Jimmy Zielinski was really trolling on that one. Like, the monkeys on Ascension literally almost ruined that map for me. They, like, dude, I bought the perk. Don't take it from me and then give me another perk that you're just gonna take the next time you come. Like, that doesn't make any sense. One thing I do want to say for Shangri-La's sake is the Chronicles Remaster fixes a lot of this issue with Gobblegums and also Double Pack-a-Punch. With Double Pack-a-Punch, you don't really have to have a train that's as big. You can, I mean, usually what I like to do if I'm going for a high round, I get the RK5, Pack-a-Punch it, Double Pack-a-Punch it, and then that's my training weapon, because it's super light and it's super powerful, because Double Pack-a-Punch is OP to begin with. And Gobblegums just allow you to, you know, kind of negate the monkeys effect, because you can just spawn in the power up and grab it super fast. And I mean, I think the monkeys still come, but you know that the monkeys are coming, so you'll just shoot them. As in Black Ops 1, you get a power up and it's, you know, it's just kind of luck if you get a power up. So yeah, Shangri-La comes in at number 4. Not the worst map of all time, but it's definitely down there. Out of World at War to BO3, at least. Coming in at number 3, we have Nuketown Zombies. Oh boy. I really wanted to put this map at number 1, but looking at it objectively, I couldn't. I fucking hate Nuketown Zombies with a passion. With a passion. This map is, to me, is how you it's basically how you make the worst zombies map of all time. But we gotta talk positives, because I'm fair in my judgment. I'm fair in my judgment. So positives. This map is basically combat training for zombies. And what I mean by that is, if you want to get better at zombies, play Nuketown. Just hop on Nuketown, grab a box gun, and just train zombies until all the perks come down. And that's going to be a negative soon, but just train zombies until your perks come down. And that's how you get better at zombies. Because if you can train on Nuketown easily, you can train on a lot of the maps. Another positive is this map is happening the same time that Moon is happening, which a lot of people know that, because on round, I think it's like 25 or 27 or something like that, the zombies' eyes go from yellow to blue, and you'll also hear Richthofen on the little TV thing in the green. Is it greenhouse or yellow house? One of the houses. You'll hear him on the little TV, and he'll be talking through his master plan and all that, all that bullshit. And that's literally the only 2 positives I have to say about this map. On to the negatives. This map is really, really close quarters, and not in the way you think. It's close quarters, like, game-wise. It's really weird, because there's a lot of debris everywhere, and there's a lot of, there's basically just a lot of debris everywhere, and it makes sense. It's right next to a fucking nuclear explosion. So there's a lot of invisible walls, there's a lot of collision everywhere, so it makes predicting zombies a lot harder than usual. Next up, and oh boy, you guys aren't ready for this. Random perks and also delayed perks. Treyarch, I don't understand why you think randomizing perks make this I don't understand why you think that's a good thing. Making your perks random do not improve the quality of the map. They do not improve gameplay whatsoever. It just makes it annoying and tedious. For Nuketown's sake, at least. Because you have to wait. You have to wait for your fucking perks to drop from the heavenly above. I guess Jesus is fucking up there, just throwing down perks wherever he feels like it. He's like, here, have Speed Cola, have Double Tap, have Quick Revive, have the Pack-a-Punch machine. And when you're on round 89, have Jug. Because you've earned it. Yeah, right. Yeah. You've earned it on round 89. Not really. It doesn't spawn in around 89. But it feels like it, alright? I've played games of Nuketown where I'm on round 25, and I'm just, like, I feel like quitting, because it's like, dude, I've trained without Jug for so long. It's like, I just want to quit, because I don't have Jug. And then finally, the nuke cloud, the whatever bullshit is up there, just throws down Jug, and it's like, that would have been great fucking 10 rounds ago. Or hell, it would have been great on round 5. But no, the game thinks it's a good idea to give you Jug on the last round you need it before you feel like quitting. Alright, now that my rant's over, let's move on to the, I guess, lesser negatives. That made no sense. Whatever. The map is just boring. And, I mean, I don't really know what to expect for a map that's zombies and it's Nuketown, but it's just boring. It's literally town, but harder and without fire. So even that, like, it even makes, like, town is more fun to play because the fire is, it's annoying, but it kind of makes you have to hop around it. So it kind of switches up your thought of how to train so you don't die. So yeah, the Nuketown is just boring to play. And the last one, if you are newer to zombies, it is unnecessarily difficult after round 5 to play. Like, if you're, I don't want to say a noob, but like, let's say you have like 2 days worth of gameplay on zombies, and you're like, you know what? I haven't played I haven't played this map Nuketown yet. I kind of want to hop into it because it looks cool. It's Nuketown Zombies. That's freaking awesome. It's a multiplayer map, so let's hop into it. And then Jug doesn't pop down until round 20 because the fucking map makers don't know how to make the map right. So this new guy, he's like, well shit, where's my Jug, dude? I mean, I can't play without my Jug because he's new, obviously. And he's like, well fuck this shit, I'm out, because if Jug doesn't spawn in until round goddamn 30, I'm just not gonna play this map, because I mean, it's kind of boring anyway, because there's not really much to do. It's not really any story other than, moon happening. There's no secret radios you can access. There's no Easter egg steps. There's no even camping spots. Like, honestly, just fuck Nuketown altogether. It comes in at number 3. I don't really know what else to say. Coming in at number 2, the second worst map of all time from World at War to Black Ops 3 is Transit. Now, let me explain. So, let's talk positives first. The first positive that a lot of people bring up, Transit had a lot of potential. It had, actually, I think it had the most potential out of any zombies map of all time. It was limited to the old consoles, and it was never given a fair chance. If this map came out on Xbox One, or hell, even Xbox Series X, or anything like that, it would have been so much better, because they would have had so much more space to work with. So yeah, that's really the first positive for Transit. The second one, this was the beginning to the only super Easter egg we have ever had. Well, actually, I take that back. This was the beginning of the first super Easter egg we've ever had in Call of Duty Zombies. So that's a big positive, because like a super Easter egg, think about that. That spans across a bunch of maps. And what makes a super Easter egg means you can't do the Easter egg for one map without completing the map before it, if that makes sense. So not like back in Black Ops 1, like Ascension, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and Moon. That, I mean, I guess you could consider that a super Easter egg, but not really, because you don't really unlock any new voice quotes for doing that. But you do all the Easter eggs for one side. You do Transit, Die Rise, and you get to Buried. Like, that's super. And then you press the button. You know, you get Richthofen. He either, you know, gains control over the ether and controls Stuhlinger, or you get Maxis that destroys the world, and, you know, Samantha goes to Dimension 63, I think, and then goes to Origins. So that's super cool. So now, let's talk about the negatives, and I bet you guys are happy for this, because I bet a lot of you guys would put Transit at number 1, but you guys will see what's number 1, and it'll be interesting. So, first one. The map is filled with hazards, and I'm not going to go super hard on the hazards because I know why they're there. Obviously, the lava, the denizens, and the fog. They're put there so that the player doesn't load the map too fast and crash the engine. I understand. And a lot of people, like 3 years, well, not 3 years ago, the first 3 years that Transit was out, this was like their sole reason for hating it. Like, they just hated it with blind rage, and that's why it was considered the worst map of all time. But now, in, you know, circa 2023, I guess, people have looked back on Transit and realized, okay, we understand why the hazards were here. We understand why they're in here. They're annoying, but at least now we know why they're here, so they're less annoying. First one out of the way. Second, the way the bus works just overall kind of pisses me off because you have no control over it. You technically you have like minimal control, because if say you drive to the diner, right, and you stay on the bus, Ted will actually go faster than usual. Like, he'll leave there faster than he normally would, as if you were to get off. Like, if you get off, I think he goes in like 2 minutes, and if you stay on, he'll go in like 1 minute. I think that's how it works, something like that. And overall, Ted is just a prick. I'm sorry. Like, if you knife him so many times, he'll kick you off the bus. Like, homie, I'm just trying to get to the power, get to town, take out 30 grand off the bank, and buy Jug, buy Stamina Up, and just hold up in the town. So yeah, Ted's a prick overall. Next up is the buildable system. I wouldn't say this is a negative per se. I mean, it kind of is, but it's just flawed, if that makes sense. It's just flawed. They should have made it where it's like the Origins buildable system, where you can have like multiple buildables at once. And because, like, think about it. You need the turbine for everything. So why wouldn't you make the turbine a special slot that you always have, and it never breaks? And then, you know, have the electric And then have the electric trap and the machine gun turret, you know, switchable, or, you know, have the zombie shield. Buildable system, it's whatever. It's a negative, whatever. Next up, Avogadro. Avogadro he's just dumb. He's not even hard. He's just dumb. He is a boss that takes 1 shot to kill with Galvanknuckles, 2 shots to kill with a Bowie knife, and like 6 shots to kill with the knife. He has the same like hitbox radius as, or not. He works the same as the denizens, if that makes sense. Not only that, but the EMP grenade one-shots him, and I think the only reason that does do that, it makes sense. He's a fucking lightning boss and EMP science shit, whatever. But you also need to do that for the Easter egg, so that makes sense why that happens. And it also makes sense why the EMP grenade is on Transit to begin with. Another big negative, pun intended, the map is way too big to run around. They put Stamina Up in, but they really should have put in like a fucking golf cart or some shit to move around this map, because it is way too big to run around. Not to mention, you got the fog, your denizens, whatever. And the bus just overall doesn't work. This map was designed to be played with 4 players at all times. And, you know, you also got the Tombstone perk. There's a perma perk for the Tombstone perk that is literally better than the actual perk that you buy. What? Like, that doesn't even make sense. The thing that I realized that the thing that I think of that I feel like a lot of people don't realize is Transit actually, I feel like it was designed to be not to be played like the classic maps. Because believe it or not, if you go into the game files and everything, if you go into theater mode in Plutonium, it actually says like the level name. It'll say like zombies underscore map underscore transit underscore normal, and then if you go to like Nuketown, it'll say that, and then it'll say like classic. So there's a difference between classic and normal, and I think classic is like, you know, like Kino der Toten, like all the old school maps. And I don't know, I realized that when I was playing and getting gameplay for this video. So that's just a little theory that I have. Man, I've been talking for a while. My throat's starting to get dry. And to wrap up the negatives, the Easter egg is stupid. It's like, you gotta, I mean, depending on which side you're doing. I think for Maxis, you have to put 2 turbines on the tower, and then get Avogadro in the middle, like EMPM, a bunch of, like, it doesn't make sense. The Easter egg makes no sense. You're powering up a fucking tower. I mean, I guess that's the super Easter egg. You're just powering up towers to, you know, get cell reception or I don't know. So yeah, Easter egg is stupid. That's about it. One thing I do actually want to say is I feel like Transit wouldn't be hated on as much if it wasn't the disc map for Black Ops 2. If this map was DLC, and say they put a classic map on there, like say they replace Die Rise or something, say they completely get rid of Die Rise and put like a classic Kino der Toten type map on disc for BO2, and then make Transit DLC, I feel like people wouldn't hate Transit as much because it wasn't the disc map, so they wouldn't have to play it, and it was DLC. They would buy the DLC and realize how shit Transit was, and, you know, would want their money back. But even still, maybe make Transit like a $5 DLC or something. I don't know, just something to think about. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we got Die Rise. Oh boy, you guys are gonna love this. Positives: China? I don't fucking know. There are no positives on Die Rise. This map is ass. Negatives: fall damage, and more fucking fall damage. Dude, why? They teased PhD Flopper in this map. This map's mortal sin is fall damage. It's 2 big ass skyscrapers that, when the rockets hit from moon, got all destroyed and shit. There's a bunch of different elevator shafts and all that. And you can kill yourself. Probably should edit that out. You can unalive yourself if you fall down them, because whoever designed the map didn't decide to put fucking PhD in the map. I mean, they did, but they trolled it because they thought that would be hilarious. Teasing PhD Flopper in a map that's sole flaw is fall damage is like laughing at a Jewish kid because his family died in the Holocaust. That is so fucked up of a joke. It's not even funny. It's just fucked up. So, getting off fall damage, I just need to calm down for a minute. Everything's gonna be okay. Let's talk about some other negatives. The Easter egg makes no sense. When I said Transit's Easter egg didn't make any sense, Die Rise's Easter egg makes no sense. You have to stand on circles in an elevator. You have to use a slingshot machine to fling zombies at a tower. Like, what? You have to find these little Mojang fucking tiles. Like, What are you even trying to achieve? I don't understand this Easter egg. I've never even done it. I've never done a lot of Easter eggs just because I don't have friends. But like Die Rise's Easter egg actually baffles my mind. It doesn't make any sense, and it's also probably one of the hardest Easter eggs because it doesn't make any sense. You have to have a Harvard degree to understand how to do it, just like Shangri-La's Easter egg. So, moving past, I gotta close my task manager. Okay, so moving past the Easter egg, we've also got the buildable, the trample steam, which is such a useless buildable. This could have had so much potential too. Like, you place it down, it flings you, and then you hit the side of the building and fall down and die. That's most of the times what happens. In the cases it is useful, you're just using it to kill the jumping jacks, which we'll talk about in a minute. But like, the trample steam it had such potential. What if they used trample steams like Wonder Spheres from the Horizon track? Like, that would have been so cool. You place down one on the one skyscraper, and then you place down one on the other one. You could fling between the other one, and that was kind of their idea of doing that, but it didn't pan out, to say the least. Next, the map is too easy. I'm sorry. Like, it has one of, if not the best wonder weapons of all time in there. Also, it has the bank. You can get fully set up on round 1 with the bank. Also, have the most OP wonder weapon of all time, the Sliquifier. Buy an AN-94, pack a punch that shit, and then just train in the Buddha room until round 40, and it's literally, you could be a 5-year-old and do that. Die Rise is, I don't know, Die Rise is Die Rise. It's just way too easy. Let's talk about the boss on Die Rise, and it's not even a boss, it's just dumb. They're these jumping jacks, is that their name? Jumping jacks? I think you mean Nova Crawlers that are just a reskin of a reskin Nova Crawler that just jump around. What? They're literally just Nova Crawlers that jump around. That is so unoriginal and just boring. Like, why not, take an idea from Black Ops 4? I know that's disgusting, but maybe get something like the Tigers from 9, but I don't know, make them fucking panda bears or some shit because they're in China. Make them zombie panda bears, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's dire. They do give you free perks. That's true. I do have to say, they give you free perks. That's fine. They also give you max ammo, so that's whatever. Also, why the map is easy, because you get a crawler round every like 7 rounds. And finally, for our finale for Die Rise, this map is basically useless. Die Rise could never exist, and I think nobody would mind that. I think nobody would mind Die Rise not existing. It is a filler of a map. The only reason Die Rise exists is so the Victus crew can power up a fucking tower to make Maxis or Richthofen stronger. Well, guess what? That's what you do in Buried and Transit. So, yeah, that's what they do. They power up the tower because they need cell reception or something. I don't know. And the achievement is called High Maintenance, which is what this fucking map needs. It needs maintenance on its shit because it's so garbage. So yeah, that is the top 5 worst zombies maps of all time, according to my opinion. If you agreed, if you disagreed, put it down below. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, one thing I'm gonna put at the end, I'll put my tier list that I had, because I want to see what you guys have to say in the comments. That's my tier list. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Might be a little different from your guys's. Yeah, that's my tier list. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.